How's it going today, guys? My name's Kevin. I'm a sales engineer over with Cynet Cybersecurity. Today I'll be walking you through the all-in-one protection package, which is where we've brought together all of our best features to work together harmoniously under one roof. Using the platform effect, Cynet has created all these functionalities to work harmoniously in a single pane of glass to now give you additional functionality and enhanced visibility. We are designed for small teams with low resources who want enterprise-level functionality, scalability, automation, and resources designed for MSPs. With this, we have endpoint security leading the charge, but a number of other tool sets that have been combined together to really bring you that platform effect and all the tools that you'd need in your cybersecurity offering. From here, our endpoint security really shining brightest. We have gotten 100% protection and prevention in the last 2024 and 2023 MITRE test results against big names in the industry. So the endpoint security is probably where we are proudest and shining brightest. And that is driven by an agent that gets installed on the system. It does support Windows, Linux, or Mac. My favorite part about that, low resource utilization and no restart required on the first installation or on any updates. So the endpoint security shines brightly using cutting-edge artificial intelligence technology, signature-based detection, and of course threat intelligence. Behind endpoint security, we have user network and deception, driven again by that same agent installation. Things like user behavior analytics to create alerts and triggers based on user actions, or network detection to be able to identify port scanning and suspicious network activity happening on the device from the perspective of the agent. Finally, in this section here, deception represents honeypots, canary files, and fake users files and networks we've designed and laid around the system to try to trap attackers or would-be suspicious actors. Behind that, we move into security posture management, where the agent is able to identify misconfigurations and vulnerabilities on the devices. We do also have a functionality to be able to identify and then roll out functionalities and fixes to these different devices after they are identified. So this is not only going to show us misconfigurations, but also help us to remove them. Vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and many of the other areas you'll see through here have an export functionality, which give us the ability to show what we would do or could do for an individual or for a customer's environment. Rolling back to the overview tab, what you'll notice is outside of the agent installation, we also have integrations with things like SaaS and cloud services. So with a number of services like the ones we see here, we can start to identify misconfigurations for these types of things. We also have PSA integration for bilateral ticketing, opening and closing tickets on opposite sides, Cynet or Autotask and ConnectWise. For the services that we connect here, we're able to identify misconfigurations, but also align them to compliances and standards. These compliances and standards are oftentimes what customers are subject to, and often, if not, they're ones that we at least recognize. So we'll identify them, we'll organize them in order of severity. From here, not only do I get suggestions on how to fix things manually, but where applicable in cases where our APIs are able to do so, there is a fix button, which becomes an unfix button once used, so you can decide if you want to implement this or not without having to go and find these in the SaaS and cloud services that we've recommended. After going through these types of services, we can also save the filter to become aware of these changes or anything newly discovered every 24 hours. Rolling back to our timeline, you might have seen Office 365 available as one of those integrations, where we do give you all those same misconfigurations and everything you saw for the other services, but we also offer email security and XDR alerting. For email security, it's going to be simply attachments, links, QR code protection, as well as spam filtering. And for QR code, alerting will come in the form of brute force attacks, impossible travel, suspicious user activity, mass deletion of files, and things happening with what we're seeing in the 365 logs. We are also a consolidated log management, or what I'd call a light SIM, where we can collect logs from switches, routers. We do, of course, collect things with the agent like file and Windows monitoring logs, but for the XDR flavor, we can actually collect logs from firewalls. And many firewalls we create logs, log entries for, we can also create alerts for as well. So with that, port scanning, command and control, and other suspicious network activities are highlighted within our system. And what we can start to do with all these pillars and all the things that we see here is identify either a more reactive way of using the product, so we can say, oh, here's an alert that comes in, but Cynet already took care of it. Do I need to find out more information? Do I need to read about it over MITRE or VirusTotal? And a lot of actions, are handled. They're taken care of just by Cynet by default, but we can actually go through remediations and have a number of different options to roll through tons and tons of different things. These are just the things that I have in here by default. You can also create custom actions. In addition to that, automation is really where I love to see things go. So being able to choose those same options in the future for this alert, when it shows up, Cynet just do this same thing. Every time, roll back the machine, in my example. Now this is cool, but it's kind of a standard, kind of boring. If I roll it up to custom playbooks, this is now where I can give an example of a collection of things that are happening as opposed to just a single action. I can also create custom actions, and beyond that, we also have the ability to create SOAR playbooks, where now we have a very complex response to an action which asks questions and only takes routes with actions that happen to be true. So this is totally optional. Don't be intimidated, but this is really the level of complexity, the enterprise level of technology that we can get up to. If you'd like, we do have templates available for many of the common use cases, lots of teams and folks that are going to partner with you to help make this a reality. And tons more here that we don't have the time to show today. This is a shortened version of the demo, so certainly reach out to us if you wanted to hear more, if we wanted to get a live demo. Lots and lots here in the data lake that I'm showing right now in the form of files, users, inventory of hosts and all the machines. Tons and tons of things that I can pull out of here from data points. This is more of a proactive way of using the product. And then finally, visualizing and using the SIM in the analytics section here, blowing through this at about 90 miles per hour here, so hopefully you don't get whiplash. This is where I've collected all my logs from all those switches, firewalls, and everything else, but now I can start to create dashboards to make sense of the data. So it's this massive amount of text that I've now curated into what we have as visualizations, as each one of these squares represents, and now I've created a dashboard of those visualizations to show all the data in a more digestible and easy to read way. Now, again, just going through this at breakneck speed here. Certainly let us know if you have any questions or if you wanted to hear more. We also have web security, so we're filtering what websites are people able to go through. Of course, multi-tenancy, so if you have additional customers or multiple sites that you needed to manage, we can host that. There's also users that we could give access to specific sites with multiple roles to apply, so they all can be doing exactly and only what they're allowed to do. And of course, reporting is very extensive. We have automation and reporting. We have scheduled reports and tons of reports to choose from, whether it's visualizations of the alerts, vulnerability assessments, inventory, missing patches, unwanted applications, or my favorite, which would be the executive report. And this represents a really good way for someone who may not be very technical to start to understand what's going on, how bad things were, how bad they are now, and as you start to automate this, maybe 30, 60, 90 days out, you can start to see the value that Cynet brings. So I hope you found this demonstration valuable. If you had any additional questions, reach out to us, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.